Hello there, Ray here. We got a brand new snapshot today for 1.15. This is 19W41A, and you can see some of the new blocks behind me. We got the really cool honey block, which we've seen during the Minecon event, which has some really cool properties, which we will be testing out today. And we also got a new block over here, which is the honeycomb block. The snapshot also came out with a bunch of other features, as well as some bug fixes. So if you guys do enjoy this, be sure to drop a like, as well as share this video with others. Now let's get into what are all the changes with this snapshot. They came out with two new blocks, which are the honey block, as well as the honeycomb block. Both of them can be found in the decorative blocks tab. Now to craft them up in survival, to get one honey block you need 4 honey bottles. Now honey bottles can't be stacked, so you have to put these in one at a time, so it's very tedious to craft up, but that'll give you 1 honey block, and it'll also give you the glass bottles back as well. Now to make the honeycomb block, it's 4 honeycomb, and this will produce 1 honeycomb block. Now they said the honeycomb block is just for looks. It does look really amazing. It looks somewhat similar to the coral, but it is a really bright kind of orangish yellow, which looks really nice. And here's it beside coral, so it has a lot of great texture in it. Now the honey block is the really interesting one that has a lot of cool features, many of which are unique to it. You can see it looks really cool. So let's first check to see if it can be broken easily in survival. So this one breaks fairly easy. You see there's a little bit of visuals right there when it's breaking. When it comes to this, yes, it's 1 click, just very similar to the slime blocks. That's awesome. Some of the properties of the honey block is it is slow to walk on top of, and also when it comes to jumping, you can't jump. I can barely jump to our hitboxes. That jump compared to with a normal block, yeah, I would say it's probably 3rd, maybe even just like a 4th. You also indent a little bit too, so it's kind of like soul sand. I know some of my guy is falling down into it a little bit. So it's similar to soul sand. Not sure if they're going to leave like that or change it. I kind of like it that way. With blocks with different hitboxes also gives a lot of other possibilities, but it looks like it renders as a full block, so stuff like rails should still go on top of it. Just test that. No, it doesn't. Okay, so you can't place rails on top of it. So I guess that's similar to other blocks that are not quite a full block. That is kind of disappointing that you can't place rails on top of it. So that means you also can't really put redstone through it. So yeah, redstone goes through this comparator, but it doesn't go into this block. If I would switch out with something like a slime, you can see it works. Another property that it has is similar to slime, where it kind of moves stuff all together. So let's just go ahead and try to power this piston here with one of these messed up looking levers. Yep, so it's like slime, it pulls other stuff along with it. But what's unique about it is it also pulls entities, and you can definitely see that there's some shading messed up with my egg. Stand over here, it turns white, or it turns dark over here. Let's go ahead and try it with the player. I'll stand beside it, and I'll flick the lever. Oh yeah, like I'm stuck inside the block. Wait, is this like shorter than a full block? Let's put one down over here. Let's compare that with this. Oh yeah, it is. It's smaller. So even though visually it looks the same as other blocks, currently the actual hitbox is just that little piece inside. So that might be a bug. I'm not too sure. I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's like honey block you sink into a little bit. And having these special properties different than slime would allow us to do more stuff than if there was exactly the same hitbox as a slime block. As a slime is a full box. So we can go ahead and grab some slime. Now slime is also marked as decorative block, and one of the biggest things that we were hoping for with this update is that slime does not stick to honey block. So let's go ahead and test it. If slime doesn't stick to honey block, then this will make compacting limestone really exciting in future updates. Oh, it looks like it does stick to it. Okay, so slime can pull honey. Can honey block pull slime? I guess that's our next question. Maybe it's only like one way or something. No, they both pull each other. Okay, that's kind of fortunate. I was really hoping that they were kind of independent, and that way you could kind of do some compact slimestone. You can have components going right beside each other, very similar to having like 2 different types of redstone dust, maybe like bluestone, and they could be side by side and would make compacting. Not only would this make possible to compact a lot of fly machines, you can also do a lot of stuff that wasn't possible. Like the 5 meter per second fly machine is kind of limited by the way slimestone has to be set up. So stuff like that could actually be compacted down if you didn't have to worry about slime touching each other. But it looks really cool, like just visually. It looks almost like lava or like a lava lamp or something. So let's go ahead and jump on it and watch how slow we are. So I guess even jumping up is kind of slow. Let's see, jump up. No, the jumping up is normal. Just going down, you go slowly and the particles come off as well. Let's make this a little bit taller. Kind of interesting, it does have a different hitbox, so you do have to be kind of careful. Like your player, when he comes down on this, he'll hit the edge there. But yeah, it is very slow. That will be very useful for resetting mob damage. In the video where I talked about the new features that came out with Minecon, I talked a little bit how I thought honey block should act. So it's really exciting to actually play around with them in game. I know a lot of guys thought that the clip that they showed, the honey blocks moving, you thought that some blocks weren't sticking to it. But if you watch it very closely, you'll notice that pretty much every block will stick to it, very similar to slime blocks. So let's go ahead and try some immovable blocks such as like furnaces, and we'll also try some terracottas as well. And we'll also try a sign, so it shouldn't stick to any of this stuff. Let's go ahead and power it. Yep, seems to be working fine. There's this little funny change that slime blocks as well as other blocks can actually move without interrupting signs. It did say that mobs as well as animals dislike walking on it, so if you have a bunch like maybe coming across here, mobs would rather walk around it than try to walk across it. Probably similar to you see like with magma blocks, mobs just try to kind of avoid it. Notice when I try to jump over it, even if I just kind of get in the vicinity of it while my guy is hovering on top of it, it can kind of do the same slow effect, making it hard to jump. And it should push similar to slime blocks. It shouldn't have any greater push limit. Yeah, it looks like we're maxed out here. Remove that one. So that was 11, and this is 12, and then that would be 13. No. So it's the same push limit as before. We're going to push 12 blocks. Now you're also supposed to be able to land on the honey block, and it's supposed to negate some damage when you're in survival. So let's go up a little bit and drop. So it helped a little bit. Let's go a little bit higher. Yeah, it does help. Kind of reminds me of like hay bales that kind of reduce the damage, but you still take some damage. So I guess if you went kind of farther up in survival, not having anything on my guy, you would eventually die. No, looks like you go pretty decently high, so it probably reduces most of the damage. I am, yeah, over 100 blocks up. Wow, that's pretty impressive. But yeah, definitely slime blocks are more useful because you can choose to bounce or you can choose to just land and not bounce, but still not take damage. So it does have some pretty unique properties, being that it makes mobs go slow, also that it's shorter than one block, and it can stick onto mobs and entities and move them. So let's try it with the player from the side. If I stick the player right here, and let's just put a power source right here. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. So I guess it pushed me, but it didn't pull me? That don't seem right. Yeah, it should definitely pull you as well. Maybe the piston's actually pushing me. Let's see, if I stand on the edge, I should end up on the edge. No, it's the piston pushing me. So it looks like I'm not getting any sticky effect from this. Maybe it's something they're going to add in the future, because currently I should have been pulled back with it. So hopefully they'll add the stickiness to the sides as well as underneath and in front. That way you can like extend it. And let's say there is a mob here, like a cow, and if it's touching this, and then if the cow gets retract, it should pull it as well. So that might be something they have to add in still. But it seems like the cow's on top, that works just fine. A little glitchy. It doesn't pull the cow though. Oh yeah, it does. So you can extend it, pull it back. It seems to be working. Let's see if it pushes stuff that's in front of it, similar to slime. Nope. I mean, it pushes it, but it doesn't bounce it in front. So I definitely hope they fix it so that it doesn't stick with slime blocks, so they're independent. As well, also make it so that the stickiness works on all the sides, as it is a honey block. And just like how the player can slowly move down the side, it should also stick to the sides when entities are being moved up against it. This will make it very useful, as currently it is somewhat useful, but not as useful as it could be. Now we will be doing more testing with the honey block tonight during the Snapshot stream with the viewers. So if you guys can attend, that will be tonight, and I will give notifications of when that starts through YouTube notifications, as well as my Twitter and on the ProtoTech community Discord if you guys want to attend. They also did some other changes to accessibility, so this is just to make stuff easier for you. So there's accessibility setting here, and now they have two new buttons here. So they got one for sneak as well as sprint, and this allows you to have it so you can toggle your sneak button or your sprint button rather than hold it down. So currently it's set to hold, so if I click it, you can switch it to toggle. and then you can switch back to hold if you want to. So if I switch these both to toggle, now if I leave by pressing escape, and if I tap my control key, my guy should automatically sprint every time I press forward. Yeah, that's awesome. So you don't have to like double tap forward to sprint, or you don't have to hold down control to sprint forward. Now, I was really annoyed when it comes to sprinting, so I actually switched my caps lock key and I rerouted it to my control key, because it's very difficult to reach way down there to the control key with my pinky rather than just touching my caps lock key. And let's try the same thing with the shift. So if I just tap it, my guy should be holding it down. Now I'm not holding down any buttons on my keyboard, and you can see my guy is still holding down the shift. Let's see if I jump. All that stuff works. If I tap my right shift, it still doesn't undo it. So you do have to hit the same shift that you used. That's awesome. This is really nice. I really like this. It'd be very useful to do different things where your player needs to crouch or you need to be sprinting all the time. Yeah, I think just giving more kind of quality of life updates in Minecraft is one way to really improve the feel of the game. That's what I was really hoping when they do the combat update, that they'd allow you to do the auto swing and attack, because that's just mostly a quality of life update. As when it comes to doing repetitive clicking, it's not very good for you to do that over time. So hopefully we'll see more of these quality of life updates in the game of Minecraft. I'd love to see more stuff being done with the inventory management as well. They added new features to do with iron golems, so when they start taking damage, they're going to start to crack, and you can repair them with iron ingots. So let's put in a bunch of mobs to try to attack this iron golem. I don't see any cracks on him currently. Let's summon in some vindicators, and they will attack him. Oh wow, yeah, he gets a lot of cracks. Holy moly, yeah. That was pretty apparent to see. Now you're supposed to be able to go ahead and heal the iron golem with iron ingots. So looks like he will eventually die if you don't repair him fast. He dies pretty quickly from vindicators. Let's put in a couple more vindicators, and let's see if we can. There we go. He's got some cracks in him. He's getting more cracks, and looks like it slowly progresses. Very similar to like breaking a block, and it looks like it's very close to cracking. So if we right click on it with the ingot, oh, that's cool. Even got a sound effect. Yep. Every time he cracks, it makes a noise as well, kind of a cracking noise. So you need to repair very quickly. Iron Golem does have a lot of health, but these vindicators also do quite a bit of damage. That's kind of cool, so you can kind of see if the Iron Golem is close to dying. It's kind of an easy way to visually know if you need to like aid them, give them some health. Let's see how many iron ingots it takes. I guess I take one. So yeah, I took one each time. Now he's completely healed. So it's kind of similar to like watching if your dog's tail is going low, it means he's low health. Similar to like if your cat's tail is getting low, he's low health as well. So it's a cool way to know when you need to go ahead and repair your iron golem before he dies, because it does take quite a bit of iron if you're going to summon him in that way. And you don't get very much iron out of him once he does die. So I wonder if they'll do something very similar to like the snow golem, because he's also a golem. And let's put in a vindicator. But yeah, the snow golems have very little health, which is kind of unfortunate. I always think it's really cool to have these golems that kind of help the player out. So I wouldn't mind seeing more of these type of things in game, things that kind of help you out and you help them out. They also changed the effect command, so they added so that you can do clear and it will automatically clear the person who is typing it, rather than having to always specify who you want to do if you're trying to do yourself as well. This is kind of similar to the kill command, just makes it a lot easier, especially when I do a lot of testing. I always give myself the strength effect, so it's really nice to be able to also clear your effects, especially when you're trying to attack mobs to do a certain amount of health to it. You don't want to instant kill them. You can also see that they changed the main menu screen here. It's now bee themed. You got the oak trees with the beehives on it. There's a big huge bee right here, very obvious. There's also a bee nest over here as well with another bee. Tons of flowers around the area. There's also a chicken egg right here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be in the image, but yeah, there's another beehive over here. Really kicking off the 1.15 update, which is mostly going to be about bees. Also, when it rotates around, you can see in the background there is a village here, and the village extends all the way around along these extreme hills. You can see some of the shading isn't quite right yet, like this bell here has dark outside edges, especially when you look at it, and even if you like drop the item on the ground, it looks kind of strange. You notice how the shading is a little bit even dark for my player right here. They also added a copy to clipboard action for the click event. They also added more things to be narrated, so when you turn on the narrator, he can read stuff for you if you're about to select it. They also added a new command, which is the spectate command. This allows you to spectate different entities, all the other stuff around you. Now, if I go ahead and try to activate right now, it doesn't work because I'm not in spectate mode. But if I go into spectate mode and then I try to activate it, I'll try to spectate myself. Oh, you can't spectate yourself. But yeah, you can actually aim towards different entities. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, I activated my shift key. Now I just automatically hold it down all the time. My guy's just going to be sent into the void. That is messed up. Dude, I just noticed the zombies over here. Looks like their head's not quite right. That's funny. So I guess you really don't want to have that shift key thing when you are in creative mode or spectator mode, because every time you try to move up or down, you're going to be sinking down to world until you tap it again. But I think the sprinting works pretty nice, especially in creative where you kind of want to sprint very quickly to move around, as well as in spectator mode. So let's go ahead and turn that back off. I do like the sprint one, so I'll keep that one. But you can target stuff and try to spectate. So let's find something that doesn't move too much, like this cow here. And if I point towards it, I say spectate. And then if I'm pointing towards something, it'll autocorrect it. So this is that entity's UUID. And if I go ahead and hit enter, my guy will automatically spectate it. So you can do this from anywhere. You can do this to anybody. So I could be like over here. And if I know some player is off in the distance, I can just go spectate / I can just do this command here and I'll automatically be spectating that cow once again. This is a nice way to, like, people that are trying to do different scenes in like a map where they want the player to sit at a very specific position, spectating something for a certain amount of time. Stuff like that would be very interesting. And also be nice for doing like testing. If you know there's a special entity and you're away from it and you want to spectate it during a very specific time, you can hurry do that with this command. But using it to spectate other players is probably not something you do too often, as you can use this menu here to kind of select other players and spectate them. If you want to, you can also do the @ commands. You can spectate specific entity near you. And then you can do this command to other people as well. So you can tell like everybody on the server, come spectate this cow. And then the command will just automatically send everybody to spectate it. They also did a lot of bug fixes in this version as well. They fixed the saturation instant healing damage effects. They weren't showing the icons. There's also problems to do with command blocks and the impulse as well as the chain ones, not always repeating until you reactivate them. I noticed this in the past as well, so I don't know if this is something that came out recently, but it's pretty annoying when you have a command block and it's on like repeat and it's supposed to be activating. It doesn't work, so you have to like deactivate it and reactivate it just to make it work again. So hopefully that fixes that problem as well. There's also problems with pets teleporting to some blocks that had solid bottoms instead of solid tops. So mobs were being sent to the wrong types of blocks. They fixed a bug to do with when the escape button was used, it would sometimes open up a main menu. They fixed a bug where you couldn't craft up stripped wood from stripped logs. They also fixed a bug that pets weren't teleporting to the player if they were in layers of snow. They fixed kind of a funny bug with the loading screen. So if I press like F3 plus T, you see this loading screen here. There was a problem that the loading screen was actually loading beyond the little box that was shown. And one of the ProtoTech members actually came across this as well. I think that was pretty funny. They fixed a bug that tamed wolves were no longer teleporting to the player when they were in water. There was a problem to do with bees and flowers that were on the edge of a block like this, like a drop off. Bees were unable to actually pollinate it. This is kind of the setup we had over here in not this farm, this is the automatic flower farm, but this one over here where the flower is kind of on the edge. This is actually an old design, but there is a newer design over here. For the most part, it was working for us, but yeah, people had problems with it as well. If you guys want this world download with all the different bee farms that we made up, I'll link to the video where we had these farms as well as the world download. It fixed the problem with the illegal argument exception being activated when being attacked by a weakened iron golem. There was a crash occurring when the player would wake up from a bed, so good thing they fixed that one. They said they fixed the bug to do with the shulker boxes as well as inside them being textured incorrectly. There was also a sound by the Vindicator that wasn't being used that they fixed. They fixed a bug to do with parrots and them imitating pandas. There was some lag being caused when people would place torches in water. So it looks like I don't see as much lag occurring when torches are in water. They fixed a bug to do with the game constantly printing the message ticking entity. It's just telling about different entities that were ticking. But these were finally causing the game to crash. They also fixed a bug that's causing a null point exception after attacking a parrot. A lot of cool things came out in this version. I really like the honey block. It is going to be kind of expensive to craft up with the items not being stackable. So you definitely want to make like an auto crafting system to drop you out those bottles, but it does make a better use for all those honey bottles that you can get with these cool farms that we have designed. And I'm really excited to go ahead and do some more testing with the honey block tonight during the stream. So I'd love to see all you guys there. And if there's something you want us to test during that stream, go ahead and tell us down in the comments and we'll go ahead and give it a try. And if you did enjoy the snapshot review video, be sure to go ahead and leave a like as well as share with others so they learn about all the new changes that are coming with 1.15. And I would like to thank you guys for watching. Bye bye!